Okay.
So now I have to agree. So, okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm having a talk today with my friend Antje Newborn, who's in Hanover, Germany. We met here in Northern California when she was studying at Bethel's School of Supernatural Mystery, and I found her a fascinating person to talk to on her journey of healing and the struggles that she's had with that, and just figuring out the mysteries around God's healing, if we can figure it out. If it's a mystery, I don't think we can.
It
But
still is.
I'm really glad that she's here to tell us about her journey with pain and healing. So go ahead and start wherever you feel compelled to start, Antje.
Yeah, thanks, Deanne. Thanks for having me. Yeah, where can I start? I actually, my journey with pain is like, I think it started when I was 14. I had my first issue. It was not very big, but it actually increased during the years. And then I had some treatment with conservative methods, but it didn't work out very much. So I had this constant issue with it, But on the other side, God gave me the grace to have like a lot of joy in the midst of it, and I guess I was born with natural joy as well. But it's also like, I think joy is a choice, because it's happening that we are not always feeling joyful. And when you're not feeling joyful, you have to find a way to just to make your day kind of, When I was in Reading and we lived together, like my condition with my spine, I had this thing called spinal stenosis. And so when I was in Reading, when I came in fall 2022, it was okay, but actually at the beginning of 2023, I felt like it increased. And so, yeah, it was not easy to deal with that, And when I first came to BSSM in 2012, I was like, I had that issue as well, but I had also, like, God gave me the grace to have that joy. But He also said to me, like, I remember one situation when I saw people got healed from back issues, and I was like, Jesus, I need that too.
Yeah.
And so I had, especially by night, like my nights were not very comfortable, because laying down, I had more pain as when I was sitting. And so I remember that I actually talked to God like I would talk to you, like talk to a friend,
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, like, you know what, like I don't like this condition. Like, people get healed, and I feel like I'm gonna get worse here. And so he said to me, only I asked him, like, tell me what to do, And he said, yeah, I tell you what to do. Choose joy and speak it out loud so that the enemy can hear you. And I was like, okay, I have nothing to lose. So every morning when I stood up, I said out loud, enemy, I choose joy, And then I went to school, and suddenly I had this feeling as I would have like an invisible armor on. And I had this crazy joy like every day. And I was sitting in a wheelchair, and I was in a class with 1,200 people, and people were looking at me and they were like, "Who are you, crazy person? Like, how is that possible that you have so much joy and you're sitting in a wheelchair?" And I was actually praying for a lot of people with back issues, and some of them, they got healed or at least got better of their pain issue, but I didn't. And but this joy, the decision to choose joy was a really big deal for me, and it carried me through the whole first year of BSSM.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that was actually, that was a tool, but I don't want to say that like you have a toolbox and you just pick it like a formula.
Right.
um you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, I just did what God told me to do.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, do you have a question? Just ask.
No, you're good. So now we're in 2012,
Hmm.
and you were able to get through, even though there was pain, you had joy.
Yeah,
But this last time you were here, it was different.
that's right. Yeah, so I did my first year. I graduated BSSM in 2013, and then in 2014 I did my second year. And in second year, the pain got even worse because the pain medication didn't work anymore that I took
Mm-hmm.
before. So I had to leave school earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and because it was like, it was so severe that I had to make a choice. And it was also, I had another situation, because there's this school of healing and impartation in January every year in school. And so I was at that conference with Randy Clark, and next to me there was a lady exactly with the same condition that I was in, and she got healed.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I was happy for her. I can celebrate that, but I was actually, I said to God, like, you know what, are you serious? Like, I need that too. And
Yeah.
then I was like, I'm gonna fast. As long as you touch my body, I will fast. And then I got home and I started to stop eating, and I was already not in a good condition physically. And then people from my revival group, like a friend of mine from my revival group, she showed up at my house, and she said to me, Antje, you stop this. You need to eat again because you are already like a mess. And I'm stepping in the gap for you. I'm going to fast for you. And
Wow.
you eat again. So I did that. Um, but it was still like there was no healing.
Mm.
And what I figured out was that later, you cannot force God to do things. No matter how much you believe, or how much you forgive other people, or you take communion, or you whatever, like you declare your healing. It's not a formula. You
Well,
cannot work for your healing.
well, I
I really
wonder
believe.
about your fasting, because I mean, I've had a lot of experience with fasting from my
Yeah,
past, and it was obligatory kind of. It was, I need to do it. And, also you can learn man does not live by bread alone, and that
yeah,
we can call in some kind of grace, I think, through that. But yours was more like a penance, and it was grueling and
yeah.
difficult when you fasted. Is that right?
Yeah, it was difficult. And I think I did not have the right attitude. I was
Yeah.
trying to force God to do something for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to work like this, because healing is like a gift from God. We can ask for healing, but we cannot force it. There's no such thing that can force healing. It
Mm.
is just, if that would be like this, then I mean that would be not fair to people who don't have enough money to pay for it, or like can
Mm,
do all the things that you have to do. Like it depends on your bank account, you know.
mm,
And this is not how who God is, you know. He's giving that by grace, and we cannot. I really don't believe anymore that we can do things. I mean, you can put your heart in the right position, you know. That's what you can do, but it's not like that you have like a list of 10 points and then you do these 10 points and then you get your healing. So I tried it
mhm,
actually, because at Bethel they teach you a lot of things what you can do, and they really believe it's going to work out. And for some people it does maybe, but not for everybody. So it's not a formula, you know, because
mhm,
God is, I mean, God is sovereign, you know. He decides what he is going to do and what's not going to happen, you know. And when I think about Paul, Paul had this thorn in the flesh, you know, and he asked God 3 times to take it away from him, and God didn't take it away from him. He even could have laid hands on himself, you know, and prayed for himself, but he didn't. For whatever reason he didn't. And God said to him like, my grace is sufficient for you, and my strength, my power is mostly seen in your weakness, you know. And just trust me in that, you know.
mm,
And so that is actually powerful, and that helped me as well,
mhm.
um to be humble again, you know, because God is God and I am not, you know.
Yeah, I
That's
think one other thing that comes to mind is that also you have gone the way of having surgery and hoping that that's going to
right.
have some breakthrough for you. And,
Hmm.
I have a friend also that was hoping for miraculous healing with her breast cancer because she saw other people get miraculous healings with cancer. But she recognized that she needed to go through the medical industry with
Yeah.
faith and help shift some things in the medical field that she was getting touched by for her healing.
Right.
And when she saw that God was in that as well, she was able to make peace with it. And
Yeah.
so, how about your journey of then? You had, I believe you mentioned you had fear around having surgery before this even happened, but you were able to
That's right.
overcome that and have more faith in this process. And where are you now with the surgery and everything?
Yeah. So I graduated my third year BSSM, and then I flew home pretty quick after that. And I had another hospital visit to see if there's another conservative way to fix this, you know. And then I met my surgeon, and she said, like, your x-ray shows that your condition during the last 9 months it got worse, you know. And I don't know how you endured this, and even flew to the States in this condition, but it's not going to get better, you know. I mean, you can decide what you want to do. If you want to endure more pain, you can do that. But if I can help you to at least reduce it a little bit, I'm happy to do that. But it's your decision, you know. And then I decided to do surgery, and I had an excellent surgeon. She has experience for 25 years,
Mm.
and she did it. Um, and one day after surgery they put me on my feet, you know. And I had radiating pain that was going down my legs, um, as soon as I was standing up, like. And after surgery this pain was gone,
Oh,
and I
good.
was not it, I was like, is this, I couldn't believe that this is possible, you know. It's
Yeah.
just, you know. But nevertheless,
Mm.
like I had a hard time to sit. I mean, I were not allowed to sit a lot. You know, when I sat down the first time, I was in excruciating pain after that surgery, and I was like, oh, hopefully this was the right decision, because when I can't sit anymore, because I'm usually sitting in a wheelchair because of cerebral palsy as well. I'm not
Mm.
sure if this was a good choice, you know. But then when I realized that I am able to walk again with a walker, that was a benefit for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, it was like this recovery process is not like a sweet thing to do. You know, it's really hard, because it takes like half a year
Mm.
until everything grows together again, and you know, it's not easy. But and then I met my surgeon a week ago, and we took another X-rays, and she said to me, "You made my day, you know, because your metals in your spine are exactly in the same position as after surgery,
Mm.
and that you don't have pain anymore in your, like, the radiating pain, that this is gone after that long time of a suffering. That is really unusual. Like, I know patients who have like still, they have still pain, or they have like even worse, you know. You never know, especially when you had chronic pain for 10 years or so, you know, or even longer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
this is like, this is a reason to be thankful for, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was actually, that was a medical miracle, you know. But
Yeah. Great.
yeah, but before, I mean, before, when I was in Reading, I was actually, I was hoping for that supernatural healing to happen, you know. And but at some point, I was so exhausted that I needed to make a decision, and go a different way, you know, like your friend did. And
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
was actually good for me, you know.
Yeah. And as you're telling this, I think about this woman, Alyssa, that I met, and I put her in my book.
I know her.
Yeah, because I found her story fascinating. She had 22 years of pain and surgeries and
Mhm.
medication and healing rooms. And I asked her, how come you got healed that one day after 22 years? Did you pray more? Were you reading your Bible more? Did you have
Mhm.
more faith? And she's like, it was none of that. It was God at some point showed me there's a tapestry in his design that we live in, and we're supposed to go through certain things in our life, meet certain people, touch them, and they touch
Mhm.
us, as well as some kind of maturity that's supposed to happen with us. It's like a woven tapestry.
Yeah.
And the day she got that healing, it brought so much joy in the room.
Mm.
So I think of
That.
with you, you know, maybe you were supposed to meet certain people along the way, you know, this
Mhm.
surgeon, and have that miracle, that kind of healing. Yeah, you know, but in the part of the pain, how do you look at the pain now, since it's pretty much over to some extent, hopefully?
Mm. Um, how can I answer that question? Yeah, I don't know. I have this ability to forget pretty quick when things were bad, you know. So
Good.
that is kind of a childlike ability, because little kids, that when they fall down and they cry, and 5 minutes later they just laugh again, you know. Um,
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
That's
I have,
good.
God gave me that since I was born, kind of. Yeah, that's a good thing. Um, I mean,
Okay.
pain definitely is something that brings you closer to God, I would say, and it gives you also more compassion for other people in similar circumstances.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in my life, especially in the charismatic area, like people sometimes lack of compassion, because they have this healing thing in their mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, sometimes you need just a person to sit with you and cry, you know, um,
Yeah.
in your condition, because it doesn't help when people say like, we pray for you and we believe for you and all that's awesome, but sometimes you need a friend to sit
Yeah.
with and just have company, so that you're not alone in your condition. Because I remember situations in Reading, even in our house, like when I was alone by myself, I had moments where I felt really hopeless,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a good opportunity to talk to God in these moments. But you also need people around you. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot do that by yourself. It's too
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. I think
Mhm.
also when I consider physical pain, I, I've I've been fortunate in that I haven't had a lot of physical pain. I have had a miraculous healing with Father God, and that was really beautiful. And I've had other situations more recently where it's been longer. But
Mhm.
what was been long and grueling for me has been the emotional pain
Mhm.
and just struggling and striving and not getting ahead, or just not finding my calling. But once I found Jesus, everything changed.
That's so
It's
beautiful.
it's
You-
and so now I don't dwell so much on the pain, of course, but I know about it, and
Mhm.
I can help others deal with their emotional pain.
Yeah.
um because yeah, we have compassion when we've been through it and we get through it. It's a lot better, and we know how to
Yeah.
help others.
Mm.
So before we end, I just wanted to check in with you. Are you still hoping and praying for more healing and complete recovery, or are you at peace with whatever happens?
Well, it is. My experience is that the more I focus on healing all the time, the more effect it has on my emotions.
Mhm.
So what I do now is I'm not focusing on that healing thing so much anymore, because what if God just want to use me to be like a light and a hope for people in similar situations? You never know that. And I was always praying, like I pray this prayer for a long time. Um, God, please use my life so that other people can see your love, you know. And if this disability and even the pain issue, if this is part of my calling to help others to see God's love, then I'm willing to carry that. That's what I think about.
Yeah,
So
and I
it's more
remember.
important for me to fulfill God's will in my life than to have um, my own comfort, kind of, and so that everything what I want happens. I mean, I don't know if this is the best for me, but God knows what's the best for me, and He has great plans. And I don't see this. He sees the whole timeline, and I see only a little part of it.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I trust Him in the process. That's what I do.
So when you think of your pain when you left here, and it was
Hmm.
probably a good 10 plus, what
Hmm.
is it at now?
Mm. So yeah, I have still like some. It's not the same with with the radiating pain. The radiating pain is gone, but I have like, it's maybe a 5. When I sit, I still have like, I feel the pressure on my bones when I sit for a long time. So I'm not able to sit for hours. But what I do right now, I have really good physical therapy, and I have to strengthen my muscles and work out a little bit more than I was able before. And I believe that this helps to get rid of that issue step by step. And but even if some stays, I mean, it's not like that. It's not my business to decide. It's not
Yeah.
my focus to be completely pain free. I mean, that would be awesome, but life, that's not life is different. We have pain, we have issues. And everybody who tells me like it's not supposed to be like this, okay, you live on a different planet probably. But I
Mm,
have, like, I want to be real and authentic, and this is what I feel about it. So
mm.
yeah.
So I want to leave your full name in the description under this video so that if people want to
Mhm.
contact you, they could through Facebook, right?
Yeah, for example, I don't have Instagram. I don't like Instagram very much, so I have Facebook.
Okay.
I don't have a website right now. I might work on that someday, because I'm planning to write a book, and then I will have a website for sure, but it might take a while. So
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, it was so good hearing how you are and your
Thanks.
journey of healing. And I hope people enjoyed it. Thanks so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yeah, it was really such a pleasure to meet you and live with you at our place in Reading, and it was beautiful to see your journey with the Lord. Because it's pretty unusual. I never met a person in your age who got saved. And you had all these childlike questions, and like, it was such a joy to talk to you every day about this and share testimonies and
Yeah.
talk about hard stuff and easy stuff. And it was really special time that we had.
Yeah, it was. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
be talking soon. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.